Colby, you know what?
What's that, Barry?
Please stand behind the yellow line. No one, that's definitely so obscure. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Bum. What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new month of Who Watches This podcast.
Yes, an exciting month.
Yes, this month we will be talking about blatant movie ripoff.
Right, yeah, I was like, is it parody? But it's not really. It's just ripoff.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, back in the wild west of the 90s,
Yeah.
you could really get away with a lot of copyright issues.
Yes.
Because, you know, like nowadays you have to change a lot of things, right?
Right, yeah.
Not so much in this one.
Yeah, like nowadays it's no, you can't use the same names, you can't use the same costumes unless you're a parody.
Right?
But yeah.
But yeah, this movie is it's a lot of things.
Yes, it is.
Today we're going to be talking about 1993's Future Cop, directed by Wong Jin, who also directed the City Hunter movie starring Jackie Chan.
Yes.
Yes.
I did notice, kind of looking through the
filmography,
like the credits,
Yeah.
that a lot of the actors in this are in a lot of Jackie Chan movies.
Right. Well, I mean, hey, you know, like Jackie Chan, he was doing Adam Sandler things before Adam Sandler was doing them.
Right.
Which is, by what we mean is that he was bringing on a lot of the same actors on his projects, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Which I feel like is a pretty good thing as far as, like, you know, Jackie Chan, who started off doing stunt work for the Bruce Lee movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a part of the same stunt team, a lot of that, so obviously, you know, I'm pretty sure they're like, if one of us makes it big, let's try to give each other work as much as possible, right?
It's the way you gotta do it. I mean,
right? But this one is gonna be this one's I feel like it's a little bit harder to talk about as far as story wise, because the story's pretty simple.
yes,
right?
it is. It's I don't know how to talk about this, but the story, like the basic story, is
it's
simplistic.
Right. It borrows super heavy from a lot of movies, and so I was the reason I came up with this month's idea was there's a YouTube channel called Accented Cinema, who's a YouTuber that talks a lot about like Chinese cinema. You know, and it's awesome. You know, I love watching people do like video essays of certain things, and so he does a lot of. Well, I'm pretty sure he's Chinese, but I think he's a Chinese film student.
Okay.
And so he probably got, you know, with projects and all this stuff. This is probably how he got started making this YouTube channel. But it's really awesome. If you guys like to watch those kind of things, make sure to check that out, because you learn a lot, right? And so he was talking about Wong Jin, and the reason why this movie is he was able to write it so fast. It took him 30 days to write this whole movie.
Okay, that's quick.
Yeah, and so he is like, the steps are to do sort of this kind of movie is you borrow heavily. That way you limit the creative process.
Yeah.
Right.
Or at least the creative process that needs to be. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's exactly what he did. So we're going to talk about the elements that he had borrowed from in this movie. More so than the actual story, because the story for this movie is that the general, who is pretty much Bison from Street Fighter, has now been imprisoned by the judge, who's I don't know how to say, Yu-Ti Hung.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? And so his little minions decide to go back into time to kill the judge. That way, he's never prosecuted by that judge.
Right.
Right. But before he can do that, before they do that, they run into Dalsim, Vega, and Guile.
Yes.
Who are named T-Man, who's Vega, Broomhead, who's Guile, and Sling, I think is Dalsim. Or is it Sing? I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to be calling them by their Street Fighter names.
Yeah, it's easier. Except for Broomhead.
Who literally, at one point in the movie, acts as a broom.
Yes. Yep.
And they go into the future chasing after Ken, who is who's the teacher for a short while.
Yes.
And we do see Ryu in the movie, but he actually hangs back.
Right.
In the past, right? Or in the future, right? And so their whole the whole thing of the movie is that they're just trying to kill this judge.
Yes.
Right? And the people who is on the general side is Ken, Toyota, who is a ripoff of E Honda. And this one I feel like is like kind of like racist, but Sagata's just named Tai King. Which actually, you know what? No, it's actually kind of cool. You know, you're like the king of an entire nation.
Right.
But the opening scene that we get here is them fighting in the style of the Street Fighter fighters.
Yes.
But but you know, this is the early stages of wire work. Let's just say that.
And it's awesome the way they control the speed of the fight by just like speeding up the film or slowing it down.
You know, I kind of got excited because at the beginning of the movie we see a poster of oh god, what's his name? The guy from Kung Fu Hustle. Steve.
Oh, yes.
Steve.
So,
this is gonna Steve
Chow?
Yeah, there you go. Stephen Chow.
Yes.
There you go. We see a poster of him. And so I was like, oh, Stephen Chow in this? Because Stephen Chow does a lot of work with Wang Jing.
Okay.
But unfortunately, it was like almost a cameo. Right?
Okay, okay.
But we have like a lot of pretty big names. Like, as far as like Andy Lau is a huge name in this, who you know, is a huge actor now. Or like from like the recent years, Simon Yam was the guy who played Dalsim.
Okay,
huge actor now as well. I'm not sure. Oh, Jackie Chung, who plays Broomhead, was a rapper or a singer and songwriter and actor. So
interesting.
It's pretty big.
He does, and he sings a song in this too.
Yeah,
that's right.
And oh man, who's the guy that plays the
the guy who plays Bison? He's in like 15 Jackie Chan movies.
Billy Chow, yeah, definitely. Freaking the guy who plays, oh man, there's just really a lot.
And then the girl, she's actually in a number of English movies as well, like American movies.
The girl who swallows who gets the chip and plays Chun-Li?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. See, like, so this cast is really just stacked.
Yeah.
Right? But let's talk about like some of the elements that we see in this movie. So the obvious one is the Street Fighter.
Right. Yes.
Right. Which, you know, like, I gotta give it to them. They do a lot of the actual moves. You know, we see Dalsim do his stretching and yoga flame.
Yes.
We see Sagat doing his sonic boom.
Right.
Which I think was Wind Razor.
Yes. Yeah.
Ken and Ryu doing the Hadoukens, the Sitsuryugen, and the whirlwind kicks. Later on towards the end of the movie, towards the final fights, we see Chun-Li.
Yes, doing her spinning kick,
and even the celebration.
Yep.
Where they do the jump peace sign and then the giggles. We see the main character who is a Dickie Chung. All right, if you guys have not seen Dickie Chung's wiki page, you have. He's like the Chinese Dr. Robotnik.
He totally does.
Oh man, he does. Okay. Oh wow. So he's played a lot of like things as well. He's in Journey to the West, Kung Fu Soccer, The Monkey King, and a lot of older films. But he's when he gets chipped, he plays Son Goku.
Yes.
And so this movie really starts off with him, who's during the whole movie, his name is Tai Hung or whatever. And he's playing a high school student who has been in high school for 10 plus years.
Yes.
And so they call him the old bag. But I think like realistically, at a certain point, if you flunk your last year, I think you have to go to adult school to finish it out, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, you can't just have an 18/19-year-old just hanging around all these 16, 17-year-old girls. Oh man, but he's pretty much a loser, right? Because obviously 10 years in high school.
Right, because they make jokes about his younger sister is getting ready to graduate college, and he's not out of high school yet.
Yeah. His sister pretty much shits on him throughout the whole movie, beats him up.
Yeah.
His mother is this I believe she's a single mother who gets turned on by the sound of English. So the guy that he's dating, Uncle Richard, is just saying random like song lyrics.
The Itsy Bitsy Spider.
London Bridge is falling down. Please stay behind the yellow line, which is the quote.
Yep.
And so his family is a pretty big mess, but not so much that they're not rich.
Right,
because Tai Hyung is he's like, oh, these are my classmates who are the three time travelers, which is Guile, Vega, and oh god, what's the last guy? Oh, Dalsim.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, these guys are my classmates, but they're super poor, so they don't matter. But at some point, Vega and Tai Hyung's sister start to get romantically involved.
Right, because once he takes off his mask, then he's like,
oh, he's super handsome guy. And then they even go on a date, but then they get sucked into the video game Super Mario. Which I didn't like. I was like, man, did they ever have a what are those things called? The arcade games
for Super Mario?
No, like at the arcade.
Yeah. What
are they called? The cabinets.
Yeah.
Did they ever have a cabinet for Mario?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I know they had one for Donkey Kong.
So I know, yeah.
Yeah, but I know they had one for Donkey Kong.
Right.
And you're playing as Mario.
Right.
But did they have one for Mario?
Yeah, that's where Mario got famous.
In a cabinet in the arcade?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to let you know right now. If I was playing Mario in the arcades, I would have lost so much money. You die so... See, this is where I feel like a lot of video game people, like, kids nowadays that play video games don't realize. Is that, man, you having a console...
3 lives was a quarter, yes. Yeah, how many times do you die playing, you put in your code so you have infinite lives, but yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah. Back then, yeah, you're like, that's why a lot of people back then got so good at those games.
Right.
Because they're like, I have only $1 to last me the whole night. And, dying... The faster you died, the faster you had to go home.
Right. Yes.
Man, I did not realize that Mario was a cabinet in arcades.
Yeah, I worked at Pistol Pete's, which is basically like a Chuck E. Cheese, when I was like 17.
Yeah.
And that game was there. And that, okay, we're going time period. First Mortal Kombat had just come out, and we got that at the store at the...
Oh, man, you had that at a Chuck E. Cheese-esque area?
Yep. And it was awesome, and we would take handfuls of tokens, and like after the store closed, and we would stay for like hours and play that game. I was really, really good at the very first Mortal Kombat because of that.
Well, yeah, you kind of cheated because you had infinite tokens.
We had infinite tokens.
Was that one of the perks of working at these type of places?
Yes, and it was not approved by the
corporation,
but by the corporation. But one of the I was just like a cook blackie guy, but one of the managers really liked that game, so he'd always be like, "Hey, you guys want to stay and play?" And there was like 4 of us. There was like the regular closing crew. And we were like, heck yeah. And like we'd close at 10. We'd be all done with our work by like 10:45. And we'd leave at like 2.
See, man, the things that you can get away with the 90s, right? Because, like, let's be honest, let's be real. Back in the 90s, CCTV wasn't really working at a lot of these places.
Yeah, no, there was no cameras.
Or if, like, a lot of these companies did have cameras, they didn't work.
Right. Yeah.
Because I remember working at a pretzel shop. It was, like, one of my first jobs. And I think I had I forgot. There was, like, an issue with the register. And I was like, well, there's cameras. Can we just look at that? They're like, those don't work. Those are just there to scare people. That's why you can get away with it. But yeah, in the movie, they get stuck into a more Super Mario game.
Yep.
And there's a lot of inappropriate things happening in there. There's some panty flashings.
Yes.
Oh, man.
And the people walking by the arcade can see through the little screen that... Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I like that it's like really like they did the turtle thing and then he picked her a flower and then she sniffed it and then she got real big.
Yeah. He sniffed it, he got real big. So yeah, I guess the one thing that you have to do, right, as far as like respecting this rip-off movie is that at least they stick pretty close to the source material.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
We have Tai Hyung who for Dalsim to scout out the school that what's his face name? UT Hung is at. He's like, all right, you're gonna be my butler. That's gonna follow me throughout school.
Right? Yeah. So apparently they've got to have some money if you're gonna have your butler.
Yeah.
Come to school with you.
We have Vega who shows up at the school and he shows up as a student while Broomhead shows up as a teacher.
Yes.
And Vega, very early on, establishes dominance.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a strong fighter from the future. Broomhead is singing with students. There's a female student over there that just falls in love with any guy.
Yes.
Bok Choi Ni, whatever, is the girl that's in love with our main character.
Yeah.
I really don't know what she did throughout this. Did she knit him a sweater and I think that's it?
Yeah, and it was really bad, but it was made with love.
It was made with love.
Yeah.
Effort.
Right,
but she is pretty much the only anchor that makes Ti Hyung come back in the... Because he's a big coward in this movie.
Yeah.
But he comes back at the end because he's like, oh, I have to save Choi Ni. You know what? We're really butchering these names, so we apologize to anyone from China.
That's why I haven't said any yet. I'm leaving all the butchering to you.
Yes, because I'm Filipino, I could butcher these and not sound racist. But there's a lot of things that we can take away. As you were watching this movie, could you point out the things that you saw and you're like, that's from this?
There was a ghost. Right? Isn't the Patrick Swayze Ghost? Where they're like hugging and making the clay pot.
Yeah.
And then later on, there's also in Chung Lee's room, there's a ghost poster.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Oh man, see, I was looking at all the laser stuff and I was like, that's totally Star Wars. Like the dogfights in Star Wars, like when the battle cruisers like choo 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 choo.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Hoverboards, I totally felt like was from Back to the Future.
Yes, but it was also a little bit the whole time travel thing, and then the hoverboards was a little Masters of the Universe also.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, because they had the hoverboards like that, and then they came back in time to Earth to,
So I didn't watch Masters of the Universe
with Dolph Lundgren as He-Man.
Yeah, I don't think I watched it. Like,
We're gonna have to make you do that as a movie. We'll have to do an episode on that.
as a movie month. What would we call that month? It's really hard, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I guess we could do Musclemen as things. That way we could watch your favorite movie, Conan the Barbarian, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
But yeah, this movie I also saw things of what's it called? There's Star Wars. There's Terminator. At the end of the movie, when Ryu comes and he lightnings in at like how Arnold did.
Yes, totally like Arnold did. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that till you said that, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I this isn't like really from a movie, but the convenience store that they had the fight in.
Yeah.
That was the 812 convenience store instead of 7-Eleven.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna talk about the convenience store fight that we had in another previous movie, Universal Soldier.
Oh yes.
But yeah, what's it called? Ken ends up becoming a teacher at the school and ends up poisoning Vega with a de-aging serum.
Yes.
But not his body, just his mind.
Just his mind.
Right? And so Broomhead, who's Guile, has to go chase down Ken, and they have this epic battle at the convenience store. They're like Hadoukening and Sonic booming all over the place.
Just blowing out all the products off the shelf, basically.
Yeah.
Never hitting each other.
Yeah, because when you look in, it looks like they're fighting with blasters and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
We have a little cool throwback to the Street Fighter game in this one too, when Ken lands on the car and destroys it.
Yes.
Which, like, man, as I was growing, I was like, I never really got that scene or that little mini game in Street Fighter where you beat up a car. Like, I'd understand like a wushu dummy, those dummies with the little. But I was like, man, bare fist this guy with a car.
Well, apparently you weren't a street fighter in the 80s when they used to beat up cars. I have no idea. I don't know.
Wait, when did Street Fighter come out? Was it in the 80s?
Late 80s,
early 90s.
Yeah, because I remember I was in high school when it came out, and I graduated in 91, so it would have been like late. Because that was when arcades first started kind of becoming a thing, and I remember my buddy and I used to go up to, and the very first Street Fighter that we saw, it didn't have like the 6 buttons.
Yeah,
it had like a big pad for punch and a big pad for kick, and it was like how hard you pushed it.
Yeah,
was whether it was like soft, medium, or hard. Yeah, man,
you're depriving yourself of a lot of the moves, right?
Right.
Wait, was the first?
No, I could still throw like Hadoukens and do the kicks and stuff. It was very tiring. By the end of a fight, you were like your arm was like you was punched out.
See, that's how they also stole money from you, because even if you're winning, you're like, oh, I'm so exhausted. I can't Hadouken another person again. Yeah, because I know like the first generation of a lot of these Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat games. I remember like my first Super Nintendo game was Mortal Kombat 1.
Okay.
And I was just like, man, when I look back on it, I was like, dude, that is bad. But back then,
it was amazing. It was like this is the future of games. Every game from now on is going to look this good. Now you look back and you're like, I was so bad.
I know, because I remember watching a documentary on the first Mortal Kombat game, and all of the moves were actually like videotaped. Like there were actual actors.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, that must have been a process back then. But yeah, this movie is really just a culmination. Like it felt like the movies that American studios come out with to just retain rights to properties. Because really, this plot is paper thin.
Right. Yeah.
The budget, actually, you know, the production of the movie is decent for the time period.
Right. There's good explosions. There's lots of it's all practical effects because this is like
pre-computer stuff. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, like, they get, like, the lightning bolts and stuff kind of put in afterwards. You know, but that was...
It's hard to say that because I think 93, the next year, they came out with Jurassic Park. or 93, they came out with Terminator 2. James Cameron.
Oh, man. That held up.
Yeah, it still holds up.
I watched that now, and I'm not like, oh, this is the part where some guy threw, like, some sci-fi channel, you know, helicopter in there or whatever.
No, they really threw a helicopter in that building.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like the T-2000 with all of the liquid effects.
Amazing.
Still, man. So you really can't beat a good story.
Right.
And some, you know, but this movie, it really feels like Fan 4 Stick. You know, Fan 4 Stick had great graphics, you know, visual effects, right?
Yeah.
It's paper thin story.
Yeah.
Did you watch that movie, Kobe? The Fantastic Four with Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yep.
Well, because, like, you know, when you watch the movie poster, it's fan and then the number 4 and then stick.
You're right. It is. It totally is.
But yeah, is there like any parts of this movie that really stood out to you? Like that was like your favorite part?
Really, like the opening fight scene was it's goofy and slapsticky, but like it's pretty well done. And then like the whole final fight scene, like when it's like once again when you get like good guys versus bad guys, like full team, really like entertaining. Maybe not good, but very entertaining. Like the whole I had not seen this movie before, but I know that I have seen the Chung-Li fight.
Yeah.
I think
it's like one of the ones that really stand out just because of it's probably the most accurate depiction of the character.
Yeah.
In this whole movie. I mean, you have Goku doing it. That one's like it's like pretty goofy, but
right.
The Chun-Li fight was pretty spot on.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, you know, like especially for how ridiculous it is in the game to be translated into real life. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
This movie's still better than Dragon Ball Evolutions. Which, you know, unfortunately, like I had really high hopes for Dragon Ball Evolutions because it was directed by Stephen Chow. And it had Chow Yun-Fat in it. So you're like, oh, it has to be decent. No. Oh, man. Yeah, this movie, it's funny if you're really into slapstick comedy. The thing is especially like with the last like 15 years, slapstick comedy kind of has like died out.
Right.
Yeah, as far as like more of the humor now is dirty jokes, situational humor. That's dirty.
Much more, yeah.
Yeah, because I think I grew up with a lot of Filipino movies, and that lives in that slapstick zone.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, like I think a lot of like Americans, maybe like around like our age, like 30 and up, kind of grew up with the Three Stooges kind of humor.
You know, actually, when you said that, I actually thought about that like about 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Maybe not even quite 8 years ago. They redid and they made a Three Stooges movie.
Yeah. And
I thought it was hilarious, but it flopped because it was just like that new generation's not. They're like just hitting each other in the face with a pie. And, you know, that's not funny.
Yeah. And so, I don't know, like, what do you think it is that fell out of favor with the slapstick humor?
You know, I'm not sure. I don't know if it just... like, if it... Maybe at some point it became too over the top and became, like, cruel, and then people just kind of turned off it.
Yeah.
Or turned off on it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, the Three Stooges, like, you know, it was like, twist each other's nose with a wrench and like, the slap and the eye poke and stuff like.
Funny to me.
It's hilarious. Like I still laugh watching that stuff. But yeah, like it just, I think probably it's one of those that it's like the world saw too much of it, so then they were like, we gotta like step this up, and then it got to. Maybe it jumped to that like Jackass where it was like, let's hit each other in the nuts a whole lot and flip you over in a dirty porta potty, and then it just people just kind of got like
I can't
burned out of
the Jackass stuff.
Yeah,
I really, man, whenever they did like anything with poop, it always made me throw up. Like, and it's always like the people who got into the poop humor, it's always the people that gag the most.
Oh yeah.
Like what's it called, when Percy farted and Steve-O was in the astronaut helmet and he's like, dude, is that a turd? And he throws up and it's just like or like, Jackass, I really like, it's hard for me to watch, especially when they did the paper cuts in between the fingers.
Oh yeah.
Like in between the toes, like even thinking about it, it's like when you see someone get hit in the nuts,
right?
You feel it,
yeah.
And it makes you curl. Yeah, I feel like I think the last really great slapstick type of movie was probably Dumb and Dumber, like the original with
Jeff
Daniels, and because then I think that blended in the dirty jokes, and the slapstick,
right.
Because I can still watch it, and it's still it'll take me back to when I was like 8 watching it the first time.
Yeah.
Not supposed to be watching it because, there's a lot of dirty jokes. You get to see that redhead's bum.
Right.
I wonder what happened to her. Was she big in the 90s? The girl who played the redhead?
She was in other stuff, but I don't know if she ever
got big,
made it big.
Yeah. And so it's really hard to like try to, if you know you're gonna show this movie to a bunch of people that know like goofy humor and stuff, it's fine. But man, I feel like this movie would be hard to watch if you grew up without the slapstick stuff.
Right. Yeah, like it's, like my daughter's like 18, like, and I don't think.
Oh no.
I don't think she would appreciate this at all.
Yeah, she's like. Just like I was telling Colby before we started this podcast, one of my friends came from California, and we had just eaten lunch, and then we were just waiting for his wife to come back from Pahrump to get the fireworks, right? So I was like, oh, I have to watch this movie before the episode, so I put it on, and the first 15 minutes, he's like, what the hell are you watching? And it's hard, this type of movie, especially in this day and age, it's not really the type for everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But for like people who are listening to this and, people like me and Colby that like love to watch just like really bad movies and underappreciated movies, it's kind of perfect. You laugh at the humor at it, and then a lot of it for the time was funny. Especially because there's a lot of references to movies that came out from the period of 1989 to 93.
Oh, right, yes. And if you're 18, you're not going to get any of those references.
Exactly. Unless you're like one of those edgy like 18-year-olds that like got into cassettes because it's so retro. You probably have a what's called a record player that you bought from Urban Outfitters. You're like, oh, vinyl is the only way to listen to music.
Hey, Zia Records still sells vinyl, so there's got to be people out there with record players still.
All right, because
I don't have a record player, but I still have like a whole like
bunch of vinyls.
Yeah, like a case of them.
No, I definitely do. I mean, dude, vinyls get really heavy. Also, just a warning for you people out there: if you have vinyls, you keep them away from flammable stuff. Because those things will light up so fast.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah. No, what's it called? I remember, like a couple years ago, my uncle that I grew up with passed away, but he had a garage filled with vinyls. So I really just rated them and all that stuff. And then, Yeah, at the airport, the guy's like, "Hey, you really gotta." I had to buy a bag to really seal it,
Right.
because it was some sort of like flammable risk. You know, I didn't know that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but yeah. So, and there's always a lot. There's always those purists too that are like, if once you hear a record from a vinyl on a cherry wood player, man, oh. But yeah, definitely. This movie is sort of, if you like a lot of like late '80s, early '90s movies, you're definitely gonna get a lot of the references. You're gonna be like, oh, like oh, that's from Masters of the Universe or Star Wars.
Yeah, and I didn't realize this was gonna be like that. Now, like I had trouble finding it, and so then I didn't watch it till today. But if I would have watched it last night, like I usually watched it the night before, and then I kind of like the next day I either watch reviews on that movie if it's something I'm familiar with, or like if it's something like this, I would have probably just rewatched the movie.
Yeah.
Especially like subtitled, I always feel like I spend enough time reading that there's like little stuff I miss.
Yeah. So on your second view, you get to watch a little bit more.
Yeah.
You already get the gist of it, right?
Right.
Oh man, this movie was on YouTube.
Yes, that's where I found it too.
Yeah. Yeah, usually I try to do that. Like if it's not like on a streaming platform I don't own, I'll go to like on the Google tab, that has videos. And it's like, oh, there it is. It's on YouTube. Especially for a lot of these older movies.
Right.
Right.
Yes, yeah, I have a bunch of streaming things, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I like just spoke into my like Roku remote, and I was like, Future Cops, and it was like, boom, right there, free. I was like, oh, yes. Yeah, because it's also on Apple TV, but I don't have a subscription to that. And I was like, I don't need a subscription to yet one more thing just for this one movie.
I know, but like, wait, hold on. Isn't Mythical Quest on Apple TV?
It is, and that show is fantastic. I had a buddy that was out here, and he had a subscription, so.
Oh, so you got to watch it?
I watched I was caught up to like 2 weeks ago.
Oh man.
So
I gotta watch it too. Like I saw like it got like an award or something. Not an award, but like maybe praise.
Yeah, it's totally off the subject of our other movie, but it's like the writing cast and one of the guys from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I saw Danny Puddy's in it, right?
Yeah, yeah. You'll watching it if you're into like sitcoms and stuff, you'll recognize
a bunch of
3/4 of the people are pulled from other shows or from shows that like past shows.
Yeah.
Or if you're like into stand-up comedy, you'll notice a couple people that are like, comedians that are like just at like desks, and they'll have like a little one-liner here and there.
See, that's the kind of job I want. I don't want to be like the star of a show. I want to be just the guy that does like the zingers.
Right. I think one of the game testers used to be one of the writers from Adventure Time.
Oh,
yeah. It's a not huge name, but like it's that like everybody in the cast is that. Oh, I recognize them. I don't know who they are, but I know them from something.
Yeah. Oh man. So for this movie, Colby, do you think is there any way, or could you see it being remade in this time?
Oh. Not like this.
Yeah.
They would have to like really gosh, I'm trying to think of
like just redo the characters.
Like they'd almost have to like
I think they would have to do lesser known properties. Like instead of Street Fighter, they would get like Dead or Alive characters, because Dead or Alive as a franchise isn't that big.
Right.
And it'd be cheaper to get the rights for that, right? So I think you would have to do at least a lot of the characters as from like lesser known properties. Like King of Fighter is not really big in America and all that stuff. Instead of Dragon Ball, you're doing like maybe an anime that only had 12 episodes.
But how many people are you gonna lose if you go like small property? Or smaller property, like at least like everybody from, because like Street Fighters still comes out with games,
yeah.
So like it's still recognizable characters,
yeah.
and there was anime off of it and stuff like that. So I feel like you would need something like that as your draw, as your kind of your main characters.
Yeah, I think that's why I think Dead or Alive is probably going to be the best one because that has the deepest roster of characters, and then a lot of those, it's I don't know who does the company, but I feel like the company, if it's a smaller company, they'd be like, yeah, use our characters. We need more exposure to get a second game going.
Right. Well, I keep thinking of like the newest Mortal Kombat movie. Like you had a couple people that were like throwing out the quips and the zingers out there, and they were like the comic relief, but the basis of the story was pretty serious. And I don't see how. I don't see it selling well.
Yeah.
If it's all silly, I mean, unless you end up doing it if you took the cast of iCarly or something like some kind of Nickelodeon Disney cast, and then they
made it very
they're all
kids.
playing video games and they fall asleep, and then the movie is them all having this dream, and then it could be really slapsticky because that's the audience you're going for.
Yeah, but it'd be hard to do that now because Jumanji did it.
Right. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. See, Jumanji's like that, and it had a lot of silly in it, but there's still that like this. There was not a lot of serious in this.
Oh yeah.
it was all slapsticky.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the broom part. Oh, or yeah. That's why it was so hard. You really can't do this. This is more of a reaction episode to this movie versus what we normally do, just because the story is wafer thin.
Right. Yeah.
So it's really hard to see this in today's movie climate, right? Just because you would have to balance it out with a clear-cut mission in the movie,
right?
And then throw in the zingers and the what your comedic relief would be a Kano,
yeah,
type of thing. It would either be who's the character's name? Broomhead would be, because he looks the most ridiculous. Yeah, he kind of looks like the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to imagine this type of movie in today's movie.
Yeah. I was thinking we did a review of Psycho Gorman, and that movie was great. Most of the people in that were pretty funny and silly and ridiculous, but then you got the main bad guy super serious.
Yeah.
So then it grounded everything. But if you would have made Psycho Gorman that character also super silly, I feel like that movie would have just flopped.
Psycho Gorman's awesome. That is the that should be the bar for low budget type of movies.
Yes.
Because man, Psycho Gorman really had a lot of the budget was in Psycho Gorman. And everything else was pretty normal.
Yeah.
You minimize where you don't need the special graphics, right?
Right.
So I feel maybe for this one, yeah, if we had a little bit more of Bison, antagonizing and really moving the plot forward.
Yes.
I think that's what...
Oh yeah, you probably could pull it off if you had him. If he came back in time originally, because he sends his goons first,
yeah,
and then he doesn't come in till way later in the movie.
Yeah, because
where if he came back with the original group that came back in time, as that's really serious, maybe you could pull it off that way.
Yeah, because the guy who plays Bison, Ken Lo, is also that's the guy with the kicking in Drunken Master 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the one that did the final fight with Jackie Chan.
Yes.
In that one. So, it's not like he was a big name during that time in 93. But definitely, yeah, if you had... if we restructured this movie, right? So we keep a good amount of the core the same, almost the same. Everyone goes back in time, but we have Bison coming back in time as well,
right?
Trying to work from the shadows, and then you throw in Ken, deflecting to slowly defecting them to the good guy side.
Yeah,
because he does give Vega the antidote because what's it called? After Broomhead gets kissed by one of the students, he gets the power. I like that part too. That was because when he gets blown up in the convenience store, his hair is all like wet and it's all down, and then the moment that he gets a kiss from one of the students, almost like a boner, his hair rises again.
Yes,
and he gets rejuvenated with power. He doesn't kill Ken,
right?
He lets him. Well, he gets hit and stuck into a car. But yeah, he ends up helping out Vega. So, but yeah, you have Bison coming back into time, having his henchmen do all his work, but also doing some evil shit in the background.
Yeah.
Right? And then that way, the story flows a little bit better. You have an antagonist really moving the plot forward. I think you just have to restructure the story.
Yeah. Yeah, that might work.
Yeah. But as it stands, with copyright issues, you cannot use any of these characters.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't try to sue him. Because a lot of these characters are Japanese property.
Right.
You have Goku.
I guess
Toriyama.
I guess they're not exactly the same. They go by different names. Like
Broomhead.
They even have like Blanca. And he turns into like a giant beach ball.
Oh, that was awesome. That's how you keep a production value low. I know one of my favorite parts in that whole fight, in the last fight, was the Blanco. But as they're kicking him and he's turning it to a ball, they do a close up of him as the ball. And
yeah,
it's just him and his face in the middle, and he kind of looks like Golem from Pokemon.
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh man, yeah. There's so much that's fun about this movie, but you really I feel like you really have to like this type.
Yeah.
Because like you said, if I try to show it to anybody that's like 19, 20, they're gonna be like, dude, this looks like a student project.
Right? Yeah. This is it's on YouTube, and so they'd be like, oh yes, somebody.
They're like, wow, they really dedicated.
Some high school students did this and put it on YouTube. That's
the fact that there's high school students that make short films that look better than this.
Yeah.
Really, but it also shows you how far technology has really come.
Right.
Because man, on YouTube there's this guy from Brazil who does reenactments of anime scenes. Like, it's like 10 seconds long, but man, it looks great.
Right?
Yeah, I gotta show you after we do this episode. But man, like, it's just, but it also shows you like, like now there's so much power to a lot of individuals.
Yeah.
That they can make these short films look good. I know a lot of college, high school, like college film students kind of start off with horror, just because it's a little bit easier to write.
Yeah.
And to produce, right? But I love like watching those small projects just because they do a lot of things that a lot of like big motion picture won't fund.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you feel like a question for you, right? Is because you grew up during like the 80s and 90s where you got to see like a much more wider range of movies. A lot of movie studios took a lot of risks.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And so like, do you feel like at some point like a lot of these smaller studios are gonna take over more just because there's more variety, there's more originality in the movies that they're producing?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely, like, it was like the 70s, 80s, there was like early 90s, there was a lot more variety, and I feel like at that point the major studios stepped in and were like, this is the type of movie that makes the most money.
Yeah.
So we don't really want to fund anything else.
Yeah, you don't want the chaff.
And then movie theaters were the same way. They're like, well, why are we not going to show the film? We're going to show the films that sell all the seats.
Yeah.
Not the ones that 10 people are going to come to because they're like that niche demographic.
Yeah.
And there wasn't enough places for you to pick it up. I mean, like, you could find some stuff at Blockbuster that was like straight to DVD, but I mean, if it was going straight to DVD, it was low budget.
Yeah. And so I think that's why a lot of filmmakers today gravitate towards a lot of these streaming platforms.
Yeah, because you can get a streaming, like you get a Netflix or you can get an Amazon, something like that, to help fund your movie or to at least buy your movie when it's done. I mean, you're not making the $100 million like some of the big movie theaters, but like you're still making a decent amount to cover so that it justifies the costs of making a movie.
Yeah, definitely, because like there's so many movies that's out there that's been shelved by these production companies that pick it up at these film festivals like South by Southwest and all that stuff. But they're like, oh, you know what? I don't think this movie is gonna sell, so we're gonna shelve it.
Right.
Like, there's like, I remember there was like the issue with Cabin in the Woods. It came out 2009, but didn't get released till 2013, I believe.
Yeah.
All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. That was a good like little sort of throwback to 70s, 80s horror. Like not psychological. It's weird, but like murder. A slasher film,
right?
That was really good, but it got shelved for like 8 years or something like that. And so, like, I'm really excited. Like, I'm always excited to see all these like streaming platforms come out with movies, because then we might have a movie that comes out like that's like a rejuvenation of slapstick comedy.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Man, I'd love to. The last year, everything was closed, and there was no film festivals or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Like, I would love in the future if there was a film festival that was not too far, too expensive from here. Go down and watch some movies. We do like, I don't know, some live streaming or something.
Yeah. You know, like Vegas is such a heavy convention center. Like area, like a city,
right?
That like I'm so sad that we don't ever get like real film festival, like real good film festivals.
Yeah,
you know, because I was like, man, Austin gets South by Southwest,
right?
Can we get like Mountain by West Coast.
Yeah, you feel like it's like smaller cities that kind of get the
hype.
You get like, well, I know Portland and like stuff like that, but I feel like that type of area, Colorado kind of like area.
Oh, right. Colorado's host, I forgot, Sundance. Okay. Bullshit.
Or if they have something like that out here, like it just gets overshadowed by everything else that's Vegas, that you just the locals don't really hear about it.
Oh man, which is a shame. But hey guys, we are getting to our hour. If this is the first time you guys are joining us, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We do our ratings in 4 sections. We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, and Ultimate Box Collection, which really you could throw in the collection of Wong Jing movies.
That would be very interesting. That would be enticing.
Right. That is the only way I'm buying this.
Yeah, this is definitely this is a fun watch to stream. Yeah, I may buy this DVD to have it just so people are like, "What the heck is that?" And I'll be like, "Oh, well, sit down and watch."
What is Future Cops? This movie really feels like a drive-in movie. Like, you know, like it came from space.
Right.
The Blob.
Yeah.
It's kind of that type of production value. But yeah, this is more
it's okay. You said that and it made me think this movie might do well with a bad dubbing.
Oh.
Because we watched it subtitled.
Yeah.
But if you had it like poorly dubbed, that may like even add to the cheese factor.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, like it's so funny when, you know, nowadays we're so snobby about like dubs. It's like, oh, that was a terrible dub. But we really give a lot of leeway to old kung fu movies.
Oh, like I don't even know if I could watch an old kung fu movie like subtitled. It has to be dubbed.
Yeah, like for me, if it has like Jet Li or Jackie Chan, I could totally watch it subtitled.
Right,
Easy. But if it's like a lot of the older ones, like The Secret of the 36 Chambers, that old like 70s
right
kung fu movies, man, if it's not dubbed, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah,
because the dubbing it adds that extra layer of hilarity.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and this movie, you know what? If we can get a whole team together, and if I can find out how to dub a movie, we should just dub this movie for free.
Yes.
And the funny thing about dubbing, like especially older movies like this, you don't even have to be really good at matching the mouth. You know, because man, when you watch an old kung fu movie and it's dubbed, and man, the actor has stopped talking, but the dub is still going.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for me, this is maybe a DVD, more likely a stream. Just because I really don't have like my circle of friends will not want to watch this movie. They're gonna be like, "What the hell is going on?" The only way we could watch this movie, for especially my circle of friends, is if we made it into a drinking game.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
But I feel like we won't last. You know, so like the first 20 minutes, it's a drinking game. The last hour and 10, it's just eating enough food to ensure that we don't get hung over too bad.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Oh man, Kobe. But yeah, like, would you? I know you can't show this to your girlfriend.
Oh yeah, no. Teresa would definitely not watch this. She doesn't. It is really, really tough to get her to watch anything subtitled, but it has to be like fantastic and then subtitled.
Oh, like Parasite?
Yeah, something like that.
Did she watch Parasite?
No.
No, she didn't.
No.
Did you watch it?
No.
You haven't watched Parasite?
I have not watched Parasite.
Oh, Kobe. It is the first Asian movie that's won so many awards. You gotta watch it. It's on Hulu for free.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Right?
This weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah.
You have to tell her, hey, this won awards.
Yep.
Oh man, but yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the movies we're coming up for this month, because we're doing things like Critters.
Ooh.
Right, which is a blatant ripoff off of Gremlins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a list somewhere, but Critters was like, I was like, how many movies can we watch that's really a blatant ripoff of the movie?
Right.
And
yeah.
Critters came up top of the list for a lot of places. They're like, that's just Gremlins.
Yes.
Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, it's Gremlins from space, so right?
See, I knew in my heart, I was like, there's no way Kobe has not watched Critters.
Yeah. There's a bunch of sequels out on that too, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I've seen all the sequels.
Oh, what?
But I know I've seen at least 2 or 3.
That's more than a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you guys check out our show notes, because that's where we have our affiliate links. You guys don't have to buy those things, but you're going to go shopping on Amazon anyway.
And we've got, of course, our Facebook. That's probably the easiest way to contact us. Give us a like and a share there, and give us some comments. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like. We always like suggestions.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out who does our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage, and it's on her album Music for Podcast 3, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.